All right, part 8 of our 10-part series, Corey Wayne's 3% Man, why it is the most overrated dating book of all time. There's some good, some bad, some ugly. There's very outdated. It's very repetitive. Despite the fact that there is some good advice in this book that I will get to in later parts, I don't think you should read the book because you're not going to know which is good and which is bad. But I do want to give a full review of the entire book so that you know that I'm not just a hater and I'm breaking down each individual part. So let's get into part 8. So he comes up with a chart to gauge her level of attraction. Always judge the level of attraction. This is a horrible idea because it's going to make you anxious and nervous all the time and looking at this stupid chart, trying to figure out how attracted she is to you or not, or losing attraction. You're always going to be neurotic as hell about this if you're looking at a chart of which number she's at in terms of her attraction level. If you're centered as a man, like he talks about, you don't have to worry about this. Now, you do have to worry about her losing attraction in general, especially if you're dating. You should always be gaming her, but just keep an eye on it. Okay, if you notice she's losing attraction, then you have to do something about it. Pay attention in general, but don't write down numbers. Don't look at a stupid chart. Don't worry about her touching this or that. Just pay attention to her general behavior. Is she acting negative towards you, neutral towards you, less interested, texting less? Just act in general and then do something to correct it if you need to. But you don't need to look at a stupid chart and figure out where her attraction level is for that day or that week or that month. Just keep an eye and make sure that you're gaming her, that you're on your purpose, that you're confident, that you're pleasing her in bed, and have a general idea of where you stand at that moment in time. And if it's not going well, then you need to do something about it. But you shouldn't be checking this chart every day because you're just going to be anxious and neurotic about it. And you're going to be insecure, and that's going to bleed into your relationship. Okay, so just have a general idea. You don't need a stupid chart. Give your woman attention. Yeah, I mean, obviously you shouldn't neglect the woman that you're dating. I think that's pretty obvious. Should be in a relationship, yeah. So in part 8, and Corey starts getting to more relationship advice, communication advice, which I think can be really good. I think Corey's actually a better relationship coach than dating coach. I have highly suspect about his ability to meet women that are between the ages of 18 and 27, just out in the open. But when he does, he seems to do well with relationships, and his relationship advice is pretty sound, and I'm going to get into that. So he talks about, you know, not showing her the problems too much, not discussing problems too much, where you want, you know, to listen to her, you want her to listen to you, but you don't want to be a whimpering guy. When you're sharing your emotions, a little bit's fine, but if you really got to let it out, you should be letting it out to your friends, or actually a therapist is really good. Therapist is there, a paid professional to let out your emotions to. When you're with your woman, she doesn't want you acting like a woman, so you don't want to be giving her too much. She wants you to be a rock. A little bit is good. Vulnerability is good. She doesn't want you to be this like stoic person all the time where she doesn't feel like she gets to know you. So give her glimpses into it. Be emotional from time to time, but it's an 80-20, 80 to 90% of the time you need to be on your masculine, and then that 10 to 15 to 20% of the time you can open up to her. But if you really got to bawl your eyes out, get to a therapist, get a professional, so you can be your rock with your woman. All right. When women are mad, they say, "I'm fine," things like that. When they're not really telling the truth about that, you gotta, you know, push her to be more open with you. I actually find that if you can guess some of the reasons and even get remotely close, she'll give you the benefit of the doubt. She knows that you're trying to understand her. So he like kind of shook her out of it and tried to get her to talk, which I think is good. But I think it's even better if you can write down a list of reasons why you may have messed up or why she may have been mad. And if you can get anywhere close, as a man, you won't be able to get the right reason most of the time. But if you can get anywhere close to the reason she's mad at you, she will give you credit for trying, and she will be happy and actually start talking to you. So you can pressure her into talking, or you can just try and come up with ways to understand her. And if you get anywhere in the ballpark, she's going to open up and give you that chance. Communication is key, especially in relationships. He's absolutely right about that. Stay on your purpose. Call her bluff in a lot of ways. She's going to try and rock you off your game. I get that sometimes. But yeah, stay on your purpose, things like that in the relationship. Be her rock for her when she gets emotional. Watch what she does, not what she says. This is all really good advice for relationship. I think Corey should write a book on relationships, not on dating or meeting women, because I think that's where the problems come in and the information isn't as sound. But yeah, so I think that's actually a good place to stop for part 8. We'll get into parts 9 and 10 to conclude the book. But I hope you can see by now that Corey Wayne gives good advice on relationships, but pretty poor advice on dating. If you want to really understand women in general, I highly recommend reading Rational Male by Rollo Tomassi. I'll put a link in the description. Eventually, I'll be coming out with my own book as well. But please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the last few parts 9 and 10 of the series.